Laker fans, my name is Sammy Long. This is another preview video. This one I'm doing from the road, so shout out to New Orleans, a little vacation. So just going to look a little bit different, but please bear with me. But the Lakers are back in action against Charlotte tonight. Going to be super excited to have Laker basketball back. It's the All-Star break is always a long week. It sucks with no real basketball going on. We're going to get to Charlotte in a minute. First, we're going to do a quick recap of the first half of the season. It's crazy to think about how the outlook of this team has changed multiple times. You went from a team that started 10-4, people really excited about, and then a pretty terrible losing stretch where they almost got to 500, 13-12, I believe. It was almost kind of like sell off the team, get rid of everybody. Then the Lakers go on a bit of a run there after Christmas, and then this trade happens, the Luka Doncic trade. And it felt like before the Luka Doncic trade, the way the Lakers were playing, they had a shot. It feels like all the last few years they've had a shot to do something in the playoffs, but things would have to go right. They really would need a matchup play. They've shown that they can't beat Denver with the current roster that was constructed before with Anthony Davis in them. So it was really hard to, even though the games were close last year, it was really hard to pick the Lakers to beat Denver or one of these teams, knowing that they just don't match up well with them. And the Lakers were talented. I'm not going to sit here and act like they weren't. And Anthony Davis was a great player, helped when the Lakers win a title. So, but it felt like they needed a change. And to the fact that Luka Doncic was available and no one knew it is absolutely absurd. I saw a report that executives are still frustrated that they couldn't have a chance to pitch the Mavs on an offer for Luka, but the Lakers got him. Not only did this change the outlook for this year, but change the outlook for the future. You got a young superstar, 25, 26 years old. I think that was the big question mark with Anthony Davis. We all knew he was a super talented player, unbelievable. But was a 31, 32-year-old Anthony Davis, after LeBron left, who might be 33, 34 at the time, is he attracted to a young free agent to come play in Los Angeles? And I don't know the answer to that. I don't know if he was. There was a report that the Lakers didn't believe he was. It makes sense with the injury history, and even though he had been a little bit healthier the last few years, with the injury history and all that kind of comes with it, would he want to be the face of the Lakers? Who knows? And I guess we'll never know. But now the Lakers have a new face of the organization, Luka Doncic, and it's the way that the Lakers have been playing before the All-Star break, winning 10-12. Take out the last game against the Jazz where they looked absolutely flat. I mean, they set themselves up to where they can kind of mesh Luka and LeBron together, and they're not fighting for a playoff spot. They're not fighting to even just get in and with their playoff lives. Again, there's still a lot of season left, but hopefully the Lakers can kind of get up there. They reasonably could get up to number 2 in the standings. That's the number 1. No one's catching Oklahoma City. But if the Lakers could just kind of get a firm standing, get in the 2 through 4 spot and host a playoff series, then the Lakers down the stretch can rest LeBron James. They can rest some of these guys and not do what they've had to do the last few years where they've had to fight to get in the play-in and then win a play-in game and then go into a top seed where they have home court advantage and try to win that. So that's a tall task to ask a team. And what the Lakers have done setting themselves up, I know the center concerns are a thing that it is a problem that Jackson Hayes is really the only reliable center right now. Alex Len, his first game was not very good, but he was there on 24 hours notice. So hopefully he gets better. It can be serviceable. The game against the Jazz was a bad game, the last one, but I guess I'm going to give the Lakers a little bit of a pass in the sense that they didn't have Dorian Finney-Smith, they didn't have Gabe Vincent, and they didn't have Jackson Hayes. Vincent, Dorian Finney-Smith are excellent defenders, and Jackson Hayes is really the one true center. So I think the Lakers could go really far this year. I think they kind of sky's the limit with this team. The center concerns are an issue. It would be great to avoid a team with an excellent center because I think guard play in 1 through 4, the Lakers could really match up with just about anyone in the entire league. But center is a problem. But hopefully we'll see if the Jazz game was a sign of things to come or if that was kind of a one-off due to injuries. They're definitely thin at that spot. But looking at the Hornets, preview on them, they're not a very good team, but there's a lot of interesting storylines that come with this team because this is the team the Lakers made the Mark Williams deal with, and we're going to get their kind of franchise center. They were sending Dalton Knecht, Cam Reddish, the 2031 first-round pick, and a pick swap as well. And there were kind of mixed reviews on that trade. Some people really liked it, and Mark Williams averaging like 16 points a game and 10 rebounds, kind of averaging a double-double. So he's going to play tonight. The Hornets have no injured players. I'm sure he's going to want to have a big game and show out against the team that he thought he was going to. It was a whole weird deal. Knecht talked about it, how he flew into Charlotte and kind of met everybody, and then all of a sudden Pelinka's calling him that he's coming back. So I wouldn't be surprised if Knecht is a big game as well. It'd be interesting to see how they play. The kind of two guys that play involved in the trade. Looking at the Hornets specifically, they're a team that is a very young, talented team. The injury of Brandon Miller has really cost this team and kind of had them bottom out. But Lamelo Ball leads the team in points, assists, and steals per game. Miles Bridges, I think, is one of the most underrated players in the entire NBA. He doesn't get enough respect. I think it's kind of because he plays in Charlotte. But Yusuf Nurkic is now with them. He's been playing. I wonder if his minutes will go down now that Mark Williams is back, because when they thought he was going to the Lakers, he wasn't playing for Charlotte, obviously. Josh Green, a nice young player out of Arizona. He's kind of rounded out that starting lineup. And Elfrid Payton as well. Nick Smith Jr. comes off the bench. He's a good scorer. Daquan Jeffries and Damian Bow and Seth Curry as well. So they got some guys. There are a lot of young players, a lot of trying to see outside of Seth Curry, kind of trying to see if they have something in a Nick Smith Jr. or Damian Baugh or Daquan Jeffries or Josh Green. They're just trying to kind of test out who's going to be here. They do have a big three in the sense of Lamelo, Bridges, and Miller, but Miller is not here for the rest of the year. He hurt himself. So this team I think the Hornets could be good in the next couple of years, but they definitely got to add pieces around. Some of those young players just aren't getting it done, but some of them could pop. It's kind of what the season's about. Get a high draft pick, try to get another lottery pick, and do all that. But so the Lakers are favored by 12.5. They were originally favored by 13.5. So some people have bet on Charlotte. And the total was sitting at 223.5. That's where it opened. Now it's at 226.5. So people are expecting a high scoring game. Makes sense. It's kind of got bet up after that Jazz game when the Lakers gave up 131 points. I expect a big game for the Lakers. On the Lakers side of the injury report, Jackson Hayes, Vincent, and Finney-Smith are all cleared. So they're all good to go. They were the ones that missed that Jazz game. Hayes went out early, but Finney-Smith and Vincent missed the whole game. LeBron is questionable. He could be back tonight, could be back tomorrow against Portland. That's when he'll be healthy, per Shams. The Lakers, though, are considering starting him on Saturday against Denver and giving him these 2 days off and giving him 9 total days of rest with not playing in the All-Star game and all that. I mean, that's huge. If you could get LeBron 9 days of rest in the middle of the season, kind of gearing him up for the stretch run, kind of goes back to my point again of the fact that the Lakers aren't in a do-or-die situation. Trying to get into the playoffs is a big deal because it allows guys, LeBron hopefully, to get some rest down the stretch, take some games off instead of having to just fight and claw your way in. So expect a big performance from the Lakers tonight. I think they're gonna respond after that Jazz game. A nice week of rest. Luka Doncic is off the minutes restriction per JJ Redick, so that'll be exciting to see him play kind of 30, 35 minutes a game. If the Lakers are up, I wouldn't be surprised if they take him out, trying to kind of ease him back in still. But if LeBron's not there, definitely Luka's got to step up there, and I expect him to. He was excellent the 2 games he played for the Lakers, and the scoring's just going to come back. I mean, he'd been out since Christmas, so it makes sense while the shooting wasn't quite there. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Alan's going to get you on his show, and he's going to get you on the post-game show after, killing it as always. And go Lakers.